So our sump is the one in the back.
Yes, this is your groundwater sump pump.
Correct, and this is our injector pit for the toilet.
That is correct.
Yep.
And part of the radon mitigation system, we're going to put a new cover on the groundwater sump pit and seal that airtight.
Okay.
Okay? You still can do your normal maintenance of your system by looking through the visual porthole. Again, you can see what the water levels are. You can see when the sump pump...
If I need to replace the sump, it's going to be easy enough to replace.
Right. All you have to do is just break the seal and then just put the silicone seals back to where you found them.
Okay.
There's going to be a little sticker. You have our phone number on it. You just call us anytime.
Do you guys have the paperwork for what type of sump, type of was put in?
Yes,
okay.
Actually, Miles was very proud of it. So yes, we do have it.
Good.
Okay. So for the radon system, this is in a nice little area. Now here comes the sump pump turning on, if you can hear it. So that's a good thing. So I haven't walked out to outside, so I don't know where where this outside of it is. If there's a patio or
No.
This is for us. This is perfect.
Okay, great.
This is perfect because this area here is going to be storage.
Right,
Oh.
right.
I'm going to open everything is coming out eventually someday, and then we're going to redo it the way we want. But this area here, from the furnace this way, was going to be our storage.
Yeah,
from
that's
the
perfect.
furnace this way.
The furnace over there this way is all going to be storage. So I
On
was
this
hoping
wall?
that we could find some place in this area here that would work out great. And
Okay.
this looks
Well, and there's nothing on this side of the house, so.
it's just the
Oh, so
side.
even this is going to be unfinished then?
Unfinished.
From this side right here?
Unfinished.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
And when is that going to occur? You're saying in a couple of years or next?
Possible.
I mean, right when you take possession?
We don't know yet. We're
Oh.
going to have to see what. There's a chance it might happen the day that we take possession. There's a
Hey.
chance it might take 3 years to do it.
Depends upon how things went.
We're not sure yet. We
Okay.
haven't decided.
Okay. Okay.
Future plans.
Okay.
Future plans.
I mean, so that's good. That gives us a lot of flexibility then. What's in this closet right here?
Oh, that's the electrical panel.
Oh, okay.
That's. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, we can come along this wall then. I see that there's room right by the dryer vent to get to the outside.
Yep.
But typically with the radon mitigation system, I like to stay 5 feet away from either of these pits, because it just makes the radon system more efficient.
Okay.
Okay. So we can come here and then drop like underneath the staircase, basically. I mean, you're not gonna.
Yeah, then you just pipe up.
Yeah, pipe here. You can come here and follow this contour of the wall and
Sure.
go over. And what's this? A little clean out or something?
There's a shower back there, so I'm guessing it's probably the no.
No, there's no shower.
There's no shower. That's
We
these
don't
are
know.
water valves.
I say, hey, there's money.
Right, right.
You guys forgot something.
Here he is.
Hidden treasures, hidden treasures.
My grandparents stored money.
Yeah,
I mean,
my parents are
they
from,
had money in the walls.
I promise you, if I find any money in the walls, you can have it.
Yeah.
Well, we had an estate sale, and the estate sale people found a bunch of coins.
Oh, wow.
And they weren't valuable coins, they were just coins.
Coins.
And they put them in the refrigerator for me.
Oh, that was nice.
Cold cash.
Cold cash. Oh, I can't believe you actually said it.
My mom said before she died, well, God rest herself, she said, don't forget to look in the bottom of that basket in my bedroom, that laundry basket in my bedroom. And sure enough, I went there was an envelope with cash in it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, my mom's got
Please.
things like
but
that.
They came out of the Depression, you know.
Oh, yes.
You never knew when you were going to have no money.
So, Elliot, what are you thinking? What does the system look like?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, the system's going to be composed of a 3-inch PVC pipe, and then we're going to drill a hole in the basement floor so that the radon system can collect the air from underneath the basement
Go down
floor.
about 20 inches
Right.
or so?
Oh, no, just right. The typical concrete slab is around 3.5 to 4 inches thick. And then we're going to hit the aggregate, the gravel that's underneath the floor. And that's the most important part of the radon system because that provides the airspace. It's like the ductwork to the system, or like a ductwork to the HVAC system. So there should be gravel continuously throughout the whole floor. Typically, building code requirements are 4 to 6 inches of gravel. Okay, and so we can basically drill a hole in the floor and be able to capture radon from this area all the way from the opposite sides of the basement. Okay? To make the system more efficient, that's why I like to say for 5 to 8 feet away from that ejector pit or groundwater sump pit, which we're definitely able to do, even staying, when these walls, even if things change and you say, hey, we're not changing anything, we'll be underneath the basement
So
stairs.
you wouldn't even be going into that?
Right, I typically do not like to go in the groundwater sump pits, because what happens is you got your window wells, 1, 2, how many do you have altogether? 1, 2, 3 over there. And the groundwater sump pumps are tied to those window wells.
Correct.
So the radon system is, say, a lazy system. It's going to suck the air from the least amount of resistance, and the drain towel is that. So then I'll be collecting a lot of air from underneath through the drain towel, and then sucking air from outside. So that's why you really, in 99% of the cases, you do not want to have your suction point very close to the sump pump, because it loses its efficiency. And so that's the reason why. If your house is an older house, I may say that differently, and we may go on, but this is a relatively new home. Okay. So this is the radon system there. Now let's see on the other side of the wall. I didn't.
There's a
That's the basement.
Bathroom, the basement over there.
But the bathroom's off to the right more.
Yeah. Oh, this is the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, those water valves are for the washer, That's what those.
Oh, that would make sense.
Okay. Any other areas are unfinished or anything?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Let's just go
take a
over
look.
there.
Make sure that you see everything, so you. Are you gonna take out the bar? Yeah?
Probably, because we don't drink at all.
Yeah, we don't either.
What we have in our basement now is we have couches set up and a big screen. And I think this
Oh, wow.
area will have a big screen. with
Oh, that looks
couches
good.
around it, and tables there, and a bedroom there, and storage area here.
Nice.
It's very small, very nice.
This is an exceptionally
my
big
closet.
basement.
When
That
we
was
lived in
nice.
Rolling Meadows and didn't have a basement, so when they built the house, my dad said that'll be for me. So I have some place to put stuff.
Not big enough.
You
I was
know,
telling Jane that the area that we're from in Wisconsin, they build ranches. And it's such the area from when we grew up, it was a little farming town. Now it's Yuppieville, because it's right outside of Madison. It's the best school district in Dane County.
Oh, wow.
So they come in and they build, a house like this will go, it's right in the same ballpark, 425, but you're in Wisconsin.
Wow.
So you're getting,
The demand is definitely there.
oh, everyone wants to live there. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
you know, a lot of the newer farmhouses are huge ranch.
Yeah,
Huge.
yeah.
My husband's from North Dakota.
So that would, have you done a lot of research then on the radon mitigation systems?
A little bit.
Okay.
I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm well versed in them, but I mean, I kind of got an idea that, yeah, I knew you were going to drill a hole in the floor, and I knew that you have some sort of vent or fan that will pull that out. You know, there has to be something that actually produces some sort of vacuum to suck that out, so yeah.
And
Okay.
then you have something, it goes outside, and you have something that keeps the noise down.
Oh, with your house, I haven't walked outside. Is it brick on that side or what's
No,
on that
it's
side?
siding.
Siding, okay. So on the outside of the house, what we're going to do is we're going to do on our pipe. If you go to our website, you can see a picture of it. We call vibration collars, and it's wherever the pipe touches the house, so we don't get any noise transfer back in the house. If your house was a brick house, that wouldn't be an issue.
Sure.
So that's the thing. It's not mandatory by any means, but I want to put in the best system that I've been doing for 27 years, and just put all that stuff, all that advancements that we've done, and put it in every system that we do. Okay, so you get that, as well as everywhere we drill a hole to fasten the pipe to the house, we're going to put silicone on the screw heads, and that's included in our price, again, so that we maintain water tightness on your siding. Because if you don't, then you're running a risk of water coming in, and then you have mold. So I don't want to solve one problem
Right.
and create another.
And then we're gonna go up through the eaves, or not?
Oh, around the eaves?
You're gonna go around the eaves?
Right.
You don't drill straight through the...
Typically, you do not.
Okay.
I mean, you certainly, it's an option, but that's not a typical base.
No,
base
and
system.
that's fine by me. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I figured straightest route, that's the easiest way, but it doesn't matter to me.
Do you have to go all the way to the top of the house?
Yeah,
10 feet, right?
Yeah, well, a minimum of 10 feet off the ground. Again, I
I
have.
was just wondering, because on this side of the house, I was wondering, I can't picture the roof for some reason, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
I'll
even
never
know.
take
Yeah,
a look.
we'll walk on the outside. Okay. So that's your baseline system with the one suction point fan outside. Okay. So is there any concerns with an exterior system?
No.
No, that's good. Okay. Okay. And did you go to our website to learn more, or?
No, I just pulled up Radon. She said you were coming. I just pulled up Radon, Googled Radon, and kind of looked a little bit. I didn't know there's a difference. Is there interior systems, exterior systems?
Okay, yeah,
I didn't know.
there are
Okay.
interior systems, and that with your house, that's why before I came into the basement, I didn't want to do a quick check to see. So there is an attic space pull downstairs.
Yep.
So you could put the radon system through the attic of the garage and up through the attic. That's typically an upgraded system. And let's see if something like that. Now this again, everything on this side of the wall or this is unfinished.
Correct.
Okay, this side. And the other side of this wall right now is your garage. This is your foundation wall. And the floor joists are going front to back. So if you did want to try to do that, there's room above the ceiling here, in between here where we can put the system. Go out there. I just have to see. The only thing is that that might be where the stairs or the doorway leading into the garage is.
Yeah, I'm fine with the outside
Okay,
system.
okay. So
The
we're
only
good.
thing I'm curious about is there some sort of meter that will tell us what the readings are down here?
There's going to be a manometer on the radon system,
Okay.
and it's going to be a tube in the shape of the U,
Yeah.
and we call it a U-tube. So we have the U-tube prior to the YouTube internet. Okay, so when you say YouTube, everyone's like YouTube. So on this radon system, you have a manometer, and that's going to measure the negative pressure inside the system.
Right.
It does not tell you what your radon levels are. You can't look at it and say, oh, my radon levels are at 1.1. You have to actually do a radon test. Okay?
Okay.
So this manometer only tells you that the system's performing.
Okay, I have a
Okay.
question.
Sure.
I have some friends that have a system in their house in Wisconsin. Two different sets of friends. And they have some sort of digital readout that tells them what the levels are. Okay. Do they have those? Do you
Yeah,
have
we don't sell those. In the
Okay.
state of Illinois, someone can't sell you that is in the radon industry.
Okay.
But I think it's like the monitor is similar to like a carbon monoxide monitor or
Correct.
smoke detector, and it's constantly monitoring for radon rather than carbon monoxide. I have those in my own home. I think they're a great device. You certainly can research it and purchase one.
Okay.
I know that other clients have purchased those, and they're around $130.
Okay.
I like it because you have that, and what you still need to do, even if you didn't have a radon system, you still need to test your house every 2 years. Okay, so at that time you can have someone, a professional, who's licensed to come in and do a radon test, and they'll tell you what your radon levels are, and then you could see how you do a comparison with your radon safety siren, and just see how close you are on there, and say, hey, we're doing pretty good. But again, you still need to test with utilizing a professional or some other types of means, but then you know every single day that your house is safe.
How do I go about installing that?
Oh, it's so simple. It's just like plugging in a light
Yeah.
fixture, and it's mounted to the wall. It's really simple.
Okay.
So it's not in the system?
No, it's not.
It's not connected somehow to
No,
the
it's
system?
not connected to the system at all.
Really?
Okay.
So it's like a regular testing device.
Okay. So I can have it out here in the
Oh yeah,
unfinished area.
I would recommend that,
I
that you
could-
would put it in an area that you're gonna be with
Accessible.
your kids and family, spend a lot of time.
Okay.
So that's a great, great, great device.
How do you know if the system isn't working, the radon system?
Well, if you don't have if you haven't done a test, then you'd look at your manometer, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark the initial readings on your gauge, manometer, and it should maintain that negative pressure. So you'll be able to see where the lines are. And there's always gonna be some fluctuation, and the fluctuation will be due to, since all the rain we've had, what the thing is doing is moving air, and if there's more water underneath the floor, there's less airspace, so then the difference between the two will rise. There'll be a greater difference. Okay, the only time you'll know if there's something wrong with the system typically is if they'll both become equal, because that means there's no negative pressure inside the system. Okay, and then you could see if there's so many things that could indicate, number one, that you lost power. So you'd call us when we do our system. We take pictures of the whole project. So we're going to have a picture of your electrical panel telling us which breaker is supplying electricity to the radon system. So if you call us and say, I'll walk you through it, and I'll say, go to breaker number 14 or whatever number it is and see if that's been tripped. And then, by the way, that's
That's a
also
good
the
idea.
same breaker as your basement lights. Okay. So then we'll go over those things, and you'll say, well, Elliot, that breaker's not tripped because my basement lights are on. Then we'll say, that means most likely that the radon fan is not working. There's so many ways to diagnose it.
Is there a yearly maintenance you should do on the system?
Well, there's a quick maintenance thing where basically you shut the radon fan off and let it come to a complete rest. Okay? And then you turn the radon fan back on. And what you're doing is you're testing the capacitor on the radon, the electrical motor, and if it comes back on, it's a good fan. If it has a bad capacitor, the fan won't restart. So you can do that every year. But again, every 2 years you're going to do a radon test.
Sure.
Even if you didn't have a radon system.
What size, this electric panel, they don't make the breakers for them anymore. So
Okay.
that panel is gonna get eliminated.
Oh, okay.
We'll put in a new panel. So what size, what amperage breaker do you need?
Well, 15 amp, typically, again,
15?
15 amp, this radon fan is basically a 40 to 60 watt fan, or watt light bulb that you forget to shut off. So it's not going to, and it's less than 1 amp, so it's not really going to take away from any breaker, or you need
That's fine.
something that's
That's
a 220,
not-
you know.
Not worried about it. There's plenty of,
Okay.
that's fine. I'm an electrician, so that'll.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It's an easy fix.
Okay. So again, when we hook up the electric, we want to make sure we're not on the same breaker as your groundwater sump pump for reasons, so that you don't have, in some villages you can do that, but again, I don't think that's good work practices. Other villages you get slapped if you do that. Okay. And I see this, but this is a conduit, so it's feeding. There's light, there's power coming through here, so there's other wires feeding this, and so we'll be able to most likely get power off of that light fixture. Okay, let's see whatever else. So we're gonna got the sump pump sealed. Also, as part of the radon mitigation system, when we're doing initial design on it, we're gonna do what we call pressure field extension. So we're gonna drill little holes in the floor, like the size of a dime.
Yeah.
And we're going to drill one where we plan to put our primary suction point, and then go in the opposite area of the basement and do another little test hole, and then we're going to put a vacuum on it to simulate a radon system, and then we'll go with it vacuum turned on and sucking on the hole. We'll go on the other side of the basement, and we'll see with our smoke. You can see airflow, and if the radon system is going to cover that area, the smoke would be drawn down. So that would confirm that we have communication that the radon system is going to be efficient in covering all that area.
Sure.
Is it required? No, but it's just good practice, because
Absolutely.
then I know that that spot's a good spot. And in some homes, I could be 2 feet away from the suction point. If I would have moved here to come over to there, from passing to not passing at times. So that's important. Let's say if there's any other concerns that you have. No.
I have one.
Oh.
You mentioned earlier that there is a cover on this that is sealed, and that cover is clear. So you can look in to see how everything is working?
Right.
Or was that when you were talking about the sump pump cover itself?
Oh yeah, that's about the groundwater sump pit cover. There's a visual porthole so you can see down into the pit. And by looking through that pit, the visual porthole, you can learn so much. Number one, you can see what your normal water stain is on the pit, because if the water stain, say if the water in the pit is like a couple inches higher, then you know something's not working right with your sump pump.
So you're covering the sump pump
Yes.
as well as putting in the new mitigation system?
Yes.
Is it just
Okay.
a cover, or do you actually remove the basin that's there?
Oh no, just the cover. We're not changing anything of the, changing the function of the sump pump. We're just putting a cover on. We're gonna make sure that like all the cords are pulled out away and from the from the floats, allowing the system always to work properly. Okay, because if you don't, you leave some cords in there, it has a potential for getting moved if there's strong water to get the cords mixed up.
Okay.
So we have a 21-point inspection of your groundwater sump pit just to make sure everything's working right. Again, it's and then we have our guys sign off on it. Again, I've been doing this so long, we plan for everything, because no one wants a flooded basement. And I already looked at your sump pump, and those things look nice and brand new.
They are.
Right? So they look in pristine condition, everything looks, got a good check valve, everything's nice and plumb. So I mean, that tells me it was done well, done a good job. Okay. So I would say next thing is let's take a walk outside, and go from there. Great.
Elliot, tell one more time about this vibration collar.
Oh, okay. Well, because the house has a little aluminum or vinyl siding, or even wood siding, we're going to put our pieces of rubber that are wrapped around the pipe, and that goes all the way up to wherever the pipe is fastened to the house, and so that you don't have any noise transfer back onto the home.
Okay.
Okay.
What color is the pipe?
The pipe is white, but you can paint it any color you want. Okay.
That would be good, to paint it brown so you don't see it.
And PVC is, I mean, you can go with a downspout as an exhaust pipe, but then you're gonna make it. It's gonna be noisier. It's really not considered a long-term solution. Right. PVC pipe, every joint is glued. Right. You're not gonna have any loss of radon at any seam. So that's why, PVC is the best.
So when the system is on, if you were outside, would you know it's on?
Oh yeah, you're going to hear it probably when you're a foot away from it.
Okay.
2 feet away. I mean, you would hear it.
Is it a vibration?
No, just air. What you're going to hear is the airflow running through the pipe.
No bedrooms.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, if a car's driving by, that's probably going to be louder than this fan.
Oh, okay.
So, it's not something that you're going to have an issue with it at all.
It's probably more his problem than mine.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even. Yeah, I've never hit a neighbor. Even like in Chicago, we'll have 2 homes. You know how close homes are in Chicago.
Yeah.
We have radon fan, and all of a sudden we've never had any
Complaints.
every
Okay.
years,
Okay. All
The
right.
fan, eventually, what happens when the fan gets older, the bearings go out, and that's what makes the noise, and that tells you, hey, you need to replace me.
Okay.
We were all done out here. Right on my bed. If you have my bed.
Safety what?
Siren.
Oh,
Pro
siren.
3. And the reason why they cannot be sold in the state of Illinois, it's not because they're inaccurate, it's because they are not. They don't go through a standard operating procedure of checking every monitor. They do what is called a batch calibration. They'll build like 1,000 of them or 100 of them or whatever, and then they'll take one and then do a check on it. So if one passes, they say all passes. So in the state, they wanted every single one to be individually calibrated.
Do they have any? Do you know of any brands or models that do that?
No.
That do
You could do that to this particular monitor. You could send it to a laboratory, and then they could verify it, and it's going to jump your price up from $130 to around $300. Okay, so that's why not a lot of homeowners are going to do it. What I would do is you're going to get, it's again, you could do your own research, but what I've had other homeowners that have done, and it makes good sense, is that they would buy a test kit, and then do the 2 tests simultaneously, side by side,
To see how accurate
see how
they
they're
are.
accurate. And a laboratory ones should be pretty darn accurate if you have 2 side-by-side tests as well as a safety siren, and all 3 are,
Jiving.
jiving, then you're pretty good. But again, you should still test, still bring in a professional every 2 years.
Okay.
The thing is that the reason I like the safety sign, every single day.
Right.
And many homeowners, what happens, they get caught up in all the other things, and all of a sudden they go, did I do a test 2 years ago, or I did 2 years ago? And all of a sudden someone will call me, and I said, when's the last time you had your house tested? And they go, Elliot, when did you install it? Oh, 15 years ago. Yeah, 15 years ago I did a test. So you got to be on that to make sure
Well, at least the radon level here wasn't
right,
really
right.
high.
So that's what most homeowners,
He's
there's
got
so
one
many things
on here
going on.
that was 85.
It goes up
In
to
Palatine.
Oh, they go up to
100,000,
thousands of people carry. Sure.
Wow.
Mike, here's a question. Do you find that houses that aren't lived in have higher levels than houses that are lived in?
No.
No?
And the reason is that typically, the temperature, like in the heating season, you're going to turn it down to whatever 58 degrees, right? Or whatever temperature you set it at when you're not in the property, because you don't want to have extra heating bills. So during the old times, the rain level is typically a little bit lower because you don't have the temperature differential. You have less convection going on. Okay. But when you do your radon test, you're supposed to turn up your temperature in the room, in the building, 68 to 72. So every house is going to have its radon.
Right now.
Every house is going to be different. You just don't know what, you have 2 homes side by side. One has a problem, one may not. And it doesn't mean that this one that doesn't is always going to not going to have a problem.
Right.
And that's why, again, EPA recommends you test it every 2 years.
Okay.
Quick question for you on home warranties that I'm familiar with.
Great experience.
And I'd be more than happy to give a presentation at your office because I feel I have
Yeah.
so many things, experiences to share to help everyone's job.
Oh, I
go
think
smooth.
it would be well worth it.